which means that it has begun to collect data. You can see that pink line going across. And if I expand this part so we can see that, we'll see when things come off. And we'll be able to look in here and see what the mass spectrum looks like of the peak as it comes off. So right now, not much happening, just a little baseline noise. Sorry about the finger. Just trying to see what the camera is actually pointing at. So this is the time zero point. We're not expecting any alkenes. Just saw a little tiny blip there, but not very significant. We're hopefully going to see 2 alcohols here. And if we're lucky, no impurities, because this was the material after the column chromatography. If there's a little bit of starting 2-methylcyclohexanone, that'll be over here in the solvent cut time, so we won't actually see that. I can run an IR later on the purified alcohol and see if that carbonyl peak that was present in the crude alcohol is gone. My guess is it won't be, because the ketone has an RF so similar to the alcohol. So we probably didn't actually succeed in getting rid of all of the ketone, assuming there was much. Shouldn't be much anyway. So now we're seeing a peak, and you'll see that it's at about 190, so that is definitely an alcohol. And now we're seeing another peak, also at 190, so that's the other alcohol. One of these is the trans alcohol, and the other one is the cis alcohol. Well, one of them is the alcohol on the same side as the phenyl group, right? Or the same side as the methyl group, and the other one is the alcohol on the opposite side from the methyl group. So it's now done with that run. Looks pretty clean, just the 2 alcohols. And the GC has gone back to not ready, and it's going to reset. And we can go take a look in post-run analysis. 2 versions open for some reason. And if I go to my folder, the Dehydration 2021 folder, and look at the time 0 minutes, you can see there's 2 peaks. It hasn't integrated them, so I'm going to go to peak integration for all ticks, total ion count. I'm going to take the defaults, probably correct, and that's going to show me my 2 peaks. There's the first one, molecular ion at 190, base peak at 133. There's the second one, molecular ion at 190, base peak at 133. So those are both the alcohol products. And if I go to the qualitative table and look at the TIC tab, you'll see that we've got about a 90.5 to 9.5 ratio of those 2 alcohols. So one of the products was much more, formed much more than the other. If I want to, I can select those 2, and under the edit menu I can register those to the spectrum process table. And then I can go to the spectrum process table, and under similarity search I can search the table. I'm not sure if those compounds are actually in that table or not. It's getting ready to inject the sample, so it just took me back to the real-time analysis. We'll wait for it to do its thing. Looks like post-run actually might have crashed when it did that. I'm going to go ahead and close post-run and reopen it. have to go back and select project again. Though it didn't save any of that, we'll integrate again. Go back to our qualitative table and tick. And have to re-register those to the spectrum process table and go back to our similarity search. And again, I'm not sure if those are in. No, it's crashing again. Okay, well, something's wrong. Don't know what, but I'll figure it out. It may be pointing at the wrong folder for where the library is. That's possible. Anyway, this is just going to continue now. It's running the time equals 1 minute sample. It's 0.6 minutes into a 6.5 minute run. We're just going to let that run overnight, and then I'll process the data.